This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Today's video is brought to you by Stamps.com. In just a minute, I'm going to talk about an offer exclusive to you, my audience, that I really believe will benefit you. Listen, the Republican Party, and certainly members that are fringe leaders, I don't mean that they're fringe relative to the Republican Party, but they're fringe relative to reality. They are pushing, well, let's back up. They are the same types who clamor on about democracy and the founding of our country. They romanticize the Revolutionary War and our independence from the crown. Oddly enough, these are the same people who are systematically trying to destroy that very democracy and system of government that they claim to revere. They are systematically disrespecting the same flag that their dear leader literally hugs at rallies. It is all comical, a circus-like performance. And Mike Lindell this weekend, who has been claiming that August 13th was the day that Donald Trump would be revealed to be the president, still or again, spoke. And it is that I want to talk about today. Before I get to that, though, a word from today's sponsor, Stamps.com. It looks like, for now, we're back to masks and the related stress of navigating indoor areas. Not like I have been dying to get back to Hot Topic at the mall or anything, but it sure seems nice to enjoy an indoor meal or two cooked by someone else. And to swing by the local jacket shop without an appointment to check out the latest in blazer upgrades, I guess. One place I certainly haven't been missing trekking to is the post office. This last year, using Stamps.com, I have eliminated the post office from my to-do list. Stop wasting your own time going to the post office and go to Stamps.com instead. Right now, you'll get a special 4-week trial plus free postage and a free digital scale when you use my promo code Dollemore. There is zero risk and no long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in Dollemore. With Stamps.com, it is so easy to get mail out the door, ship packages and letters, big and small. All you have to do is print their USPS-approved postage on your computer, tape that postage onto the item that you want to send, and leave those items at the door for your mail carrier to grab. Oh, and you will not only save yourself a bunch of time, Stamps.com will save you money, too. With their switch and save feature, you can compare carrier rates instantly in order to find the best deal. This will also allow you to save up to 40% off the United States Post Office shipping rates and up to 66% off UPS. 66% off. My promo code Dollemore will unlock a killer offer of a 4-week trial plus free postage and, again, a sweet digital scale. Stamps.com won't hold you to any long-term commitments or contracts. There is literally zero risk. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in Dollemore. That's Stamps.com, promo code Dollemore. Using Stamps.com, you'll never have to go to the post office again. So remember with me, if you will, Mike Lindell's claim that August 13th was the day. Here's a moment, him briefly speaking to some ding-dong reporter, journalist, just a right-wing conspiracy channel, about waking up that morning of August 13th.
By the time the morning of August 13th, it'll be the talk of the world going, hurry up, let's get this election pulled down, let's right the right, let's get these communists out, that had taken over, and you'll see, when I say that, and they'll say, well, what's going to happen to all the people that were involved? I don't know. Right now, the biggest concern is getting this election pulled down. Donald Trump won. I mean, it's pretty simple. Okay, and there were many down-ticket senators, too, that they did, too, and stuff. You'll find all that out.
This appears to me to be, listen, I've said it before. When I was subbing for David Pakman, I said it, and I think I've said it here before, too, that I don't malign Mike Lindell for his prior drug use, for his being an addict. That is a disease. There is little he could have done about that. I'm not going to say anything that he is back on the pipe or any of those rude and unwarranted, unhelpful comments. But this does seem to me to be a man who is in cognitive crisis, emotional crisis. I would advise, and I'm not being snarky, I'm being absolutely serious, seek help, Mike Lindell. These are fever dream conspiracy theories, delusions that normal people don't have. August 3rd was going to be the talk of the world, he said there. I woke up on August 13th to crickets. That's what I woke up to. So this weekend, he spoke at the Trump rally. Here is a moment prior to the rally talking to one of the reporters from Right Side Broadcasting Network. And listen to this very brief clip.
A 2022 or a 2024.
People want change now. We can't wait to 2024 for things to reverse. This country is going down a road right now that has to be reversed now.
Yeah, it has to happen now. It's Trump 2021. 100% Trump 2021. And it's this election, when it does get pulled down, you know, there were so many other down tickets affected. Maybe the Supreme Court and that, they just do a whole new election, which is fine. But remember, everybody, we have to melt down the machines and make prison bars out of them. That's a fact. I was talking to the Alabama Secretary of State, and he said, well, it didn't happen.
Couple things. One, I don't believe that Mike Lindell actually knows what 100% means. Two, the reporter's declaration that we can't wait until 2024. Unfortunately, sir, we have something called the Constitution, and that is the framework in which we work. Within the framework, the rules, rule of law, remember, law and order, all of that, conservative principles that are talked about constantly, not followed, lip service. And then Mike Lindell talking about 2021, which is it's moving the goalposts from election day to the insurrection to inauguration. All of these dates that are getting moved, pressed further and further out. And here we are now, just by the end of the year, we're going to see it. By the end of 2021, by some magic, because it's not constitutional, Donald Trump will be reimagined as president of the United States. Here's a few moments from the speech. This was prior, what you just watched was prior to the speech. Here's moments from the actual speech. Bananas.
Now I want to say something. When you steal an election, you don't just steal an election and we're going to sit here and go, okay, let's wait for 2020 or let's wait for 2024. I'll tell you what, it's Trump 2021. That's what it is, 2021. If we don't solve 2020, there is no 2022 and 2024. But I will tell you this, everybody, on a horizontal track, don't worry, we're going to keep fighting to get this to the Supreme Court, get everything taken care of. But in the meantime, you got to go out there and you got to get these great candidates here in Alabama and get people that are for the people. That's what we need in our country. Politicians that are picked for the people, that serve the people. I mean, what this is exposed, and I've watched it. When I started, I wasn't into politics. I was an ex-addict. I didn't know a thing about politics. Well, I was kind of thrown into it, and because I met a man, and I backed one of the greatest men I've ever met. But what I've noticed in politics, so many of them have a political agenda or a personal agenda. And I think we've seen that even in the Republican Party. I won't name no names, so I will. Doug Ducey, Brian Kemp, Brad Rassenberger. You know, it's shameful what they have done. You know, The stuff that you've seen, but just remember, God's had his hand in all of this, everybody. God has had his hand in all of this. If this would have been happened way back in November and the election taken down, we would have never found out all these horrible, terrible things that happened to our country and the evil behind it. So all of this stuff is getting revealed, and I'm telling you, we're going to get through. This is the greatest time in history to be alive, because I'll tell you what, when we get way out here, and they pull this election down and all this stuff, and we get out to a place that's glorious, you're going to look back and you're going to say, every single thing that had to happen just the way God intended it. And we will once again be one nation under God.
Two sets of things I want to talk about. One, obviously Donald Trump is not coming back this year or next year or the year after. The earliest Donald Trump could come back on the scene as president of the United States would be January 20th, 2025. The earliest. There's no mechanism by which he could be reinserted as president of the United States. There's not. There's no redo the election. There's not, we're going to have a redo of November 3rd just with paper ballots, which is what he's calling for, and then we'll see what the American people say. That's not a thing. The other thing is, if this is all in God's hands anyway, then what is the problem? Why the need for your cyber symposiums? If God has this under control, Mike Lindell, it's an earnest question. Why? Maybe you don't really believe that. Maybe you need to interfere in an election that was free and fair, because it's not really controlled by the guy you think's controlling it. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. Thank you for your time. Thank you for engaging with my content, subscribing, liking, commenting, getting around the algorithm of YouTube. I appreciate it very much. Follow me on social media. I'd love to connect with you there. And I would ask that you consider supporting my work here on the platform. For as little as $2 a month, you can click the join button, become a channel member, and help produce my work. If you're already on Patreon, I'm also on Patreon. That is patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. That would be fantastic. I appreciate you very much. I hope I bring you value. I know you guys do in your support and your encouragement. It is fantastic. Anyway, I hope you have a great week. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine and take care of one another.